Hey everybody, welcome back to Firsthand Globetrotting. When I'm traveling around the world and I get to a new city, the first thing I want to do is get out there and explore. I want to see what's out there. I want to see what the place has to offer. I want to see what makes it unique. So obviously, I'm going to be spending a lot of time out there exploring on my own, but if I can, I always like to start off a new place with a good tour. There are some awesome tour guides out there and they know way more about their cities than I do. So I figure I may as well let the experts show me around their city and give me some tips. Okay, but some cities have hundreds of tours to choose from. Which one do you take? You have limited money and more importantly, you have limited time on vacation. So you got to make a smart decision to get the most out of it for you. You got to do what's right for you. I'm going to go really simple in this video and talk about the three main types of tours that almost every city has. Walking tours, bus tours, and boat tours. They all have their pros and cons, but here's my ranking. I definitely put boat tours in third place. You just don't see enough of the city to make them worthwhile. You probably see the skyline, the waterfront areas, maybe some coastline, but that's about it. Everything you really want to see is hiding away inside the city. The shops, the restaurants, the people, the landmarks, all of that good stuff is hidden from you on a boat tour. There are a few places where a boat tour would be great, places like maybe Venice, but for most cities, I think you should skip it. I'll admit, I'm an absolute sucker for boat tours, and if I have some extra time and money, there's a pretty good chance you'll catch me out on a boat, but it's never the first tour I take. If you had asked me 5 years ago, I might have said that bus and walking tours were switched in my rankings, but now bus tours are definitely number 2 on my list. A good hop-on, hop-off tour can be pretty useful for moving around a city, quickly seeing the major sites and getting a handle on the city layout. Problem is, you're moving fast and stuck on the roads. You miss out on all the small details you get from wandering the streets and looking in store windows, walking through parks, or just doing some good old-fashioned people watching. And plus, most bus tours either have a pre-recorded audio track or a guide speaking through a microphone, so you end up struggling to hear what's being said as you're whizzing by the sites on the bus. And don't even get me started about being stuck on a tour bus during rush hour. It's the worst. Just like with boat tours, there are definitely some exceptions, like when the major attractions are really spread out, but most of the time I'm skipping the bus tour. For me, walking tours are where it's at. They're my number 1 for sure, definitely. First off, you get to explore the city on your own 2 feet. Especially if I'm trying to get over some jet lag, the walking is super helpful for keeping me awake and getting me over it. You get to slowly make your way through the city, see the action, see the detail, see all that less obvious stuff that you'd miss on a boat or a bus. You can walk through parks, into buildings, through alleyways and pedestrian streets, see all that cool stuff that you'd miss. Plus, you start learning the streets so that when you're out there on your own, you know where you're going. It's a huge help. And now walking tours are popping up everywhere. You've got the more traditional paid guides, plus the newer free pay what you want guides. So there's lots of competition and some really awesome, passionate guides out there to take you around and to really show you a city. And if you have a good tour guide, they'll move the tour at the pace of the group. So they'll be able to give you detail, answer questions, give tips, give recommendations, all that good stuff. 9 out of 10 times when I'm in a new city, I'm going to take a walking tour. I'm doing it as soon as I can, usually on the very first day I get there. So that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps you figure out the city tour that's right for you. And if this was useful, make sure to like the video, share it with your friends, leave me a comment, ask me a question, and of course, subscribe to my channel. It's all free and easy. Just click the buttons down below. I'm Firsthand Globetrotting on Instagram and Firsthand Globe on Twitter. Check me out there to see where I'm going to next. And remember, it's an incredible world out there, so pick up your passport and do some firsthand globetrotting of your own.